Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I am joined once again by the absolute fantastic co-caster of Osgaz. We are going to be casting over Crazy Comms versus Bob's Baddies today. How are you feeling about this matchup, Osgaz?
I'm feeling really good. These are two wonderful teams. We should have quite the game to behold in front of us. I mean, both teams have damn near living legends on them, so I'm really hoping to see some great plays out there on the pitch.
Yeah, I have to say same. Honestly, this is going to be such a difficult game to even predict, right? Obviously, we have Crazy Comms who currently I think has the highest win rate in League 7, and Bob's Baddies is obviously a combination of a couple different teams uh from Melinor's team or just Melinor included some of the Winged Guardians in there, some members of Thin Ice are in there. Honestly, I think this is gonna be an absolutely great game, to spectate for sure.
Absolutely, there's a lot of range of talent between both the teams here. Um, So I'm really looking forward to seeing, especially the quaffle play between these two, because there's some really good chasers between both of these teams, and it should be a real interesting match to watch.
I have to agree. Man, currently, they are getting their teams set up. It looks like they're getting ready to Q snipe each other. Uh, for the side of Bob's Baddies, we are going to be having Ilmage, McJoseph, and I believe Jim Tones on Chaser, Lost Bobs on Seeker, Woony, aka Vi's Cupcake on Keeper, and Katie Talks on Beater. What are we looking at for Crazy Comms' lineup at this moment?
I think we all kind of know this lineup at this point, but we have your boy Skinny, HP, Shoni, Neo, all on the chaser position. We have Lyseer Seeking, Macoon Controller is currently on beater, and it looks like Tux is going to be using his sorry, his talent at keeper.
I've got to say, if you had to give it to a single team to take the first game, what team do you think that would be?
I'm going to give the edge here to Crazy Comms, and for one reason and one reason only. I mentioned this in the games last night, but I feel like them being one single cohesive team already playing a lot together, I think that's going to give them just a slight edge over the hodgepodge that we have with Bob's Baddies.
You know, just for the sake of color commentary, I'm actually going to take the devil's advocate argument here. I think because they have such a hodgepodge and that they have been playing with each other in different varieties, both whenever we have our Saturday night showdowns, we get to see some of that Lost Bobs. We get to see, Melanor. We get to see Woody. We get to see them all playing together with each other. And all of these are fantastic players. I think they're going to have a natural cohesion.
You definitely have a point there, and I overlooked that slightly, right? Um, but I even still, I'm gonna have to just edge it just so slightly more with Crazy Comms, because that is their or there was their general League Seven roster. So just because they have that extra little bit of go hard for their practice, I think that's gonna give them just a little bit of the edge.
Absolutely. No, I totally understand that mentality and I understand that that point of view. So, it's going to be very interesting to see how this particular game lines up. We do look like they are queuing against each other one more time. They did not get into the first game, so we are just going to be taking a run back to see if we can get that into round 2. Unfortunately, they did not get it again. A lot of players are on right now. So it's you'd love to see that for the game like Quidditch Champions.
But you hate to see it when you're trying to Q snipe, especially when hopefully these two teams they should be more or less matching up as far as their skill rating. So it just must, there has to be other competition on. It is a good time on a Sunday afternoon where generally most people are available. So with how difficult scheduling can be for teams already, you can't kind of, if this was an easy pick for them, it probably was an easy pick for other people, and
Mm.
we're just gonna have to deal with it, unfortunately, and hope to God we can get them in there.
Yeah, and with the lack of customs at this particular moment, I know that they have made some comments as far as a custom match and a spectator mode. Uh, I have not read those comments, so I cannot give any accurate statements as to when that will happen, if it will at all.
I mean, that's really our dream here, right? I mean, it's been our call to arms since 6v6 showed up. I mean, we all wanted that. They've unfortunately, Unbroken and Warner Brothers have been a little bit behind as far as keeping up with what we're looking for. But I think the fact that they're at least going for it and showing that they are willing to listen to our suggestions, I hope is just foreshadowing for the ability to keep this game alive and making it better as we go forward.
Mm.
It does look like they missed each other once again, so we will. Oh,
Looks like Bob's Baddies is reforming their party right now.
yep.
Just trying to get that back so that way we can run these as soon as possible.
Yeah, Crazy Comms does look to be up, ready, and set. I wonder if it would be worth it for them to actually try to pull up the play screen at the same time. I know in other tournaments we found that quite fruitful, where when you click Pro Quidditch 6v6, if both teams were to click it at the same time, uh, we had a lot of luck finding people a whole lot easier. I wonder if they might want to try to deploy that tonight.
Yeah, we can only wait and see in this particular matchup. They have hit the cues once again, so they are going to try to make that a little more advantageous for us to watch. Currently, for the side of Bob's Baddies, we do have the view of McJoseph. We did have Ilmage as well, but it looks like he is currently looking at the MSA Quidditch Champions stream and sharing that directly to his team's chat, which is very funny, thinking that I am now watching myself on a delay.
Yeah, that does kind of seem a little counterintuitive. If I can suggest, if it makes it a little bit easier for you, I think there's a little hide this stream. Maybe go ahead and shut that one off just in case. I mean, you have to admire the creativity, and he's just trying to have a little bit of fun before getting into the game. So I can't knock him for it.
Yeah, I can't knock it either. Obviously, I like both of these teams. They have a lot of great players, and I'm friends with a lot of these different players. So it's very funny seeing their own points of view and their own humor being injected into this particular voice chat, where now they are adding up additional streams. Uh, so it is now KD Talks, Tim, and Ilmage all sharing the stream in their voice chat. Very funny. Very, very funny.
Well, let's at least hope by the time we get in that we do have more than that available for us.
Hopefully.
Oh, it does look like we may be getting into a game. Are you seeing that on the Bob's Batty side?
I am seeing it. It looks like they did get the game. So we are going to be pulling this up momentarily. Looks like McJoseph is watching Subway Surfers as well. So we are going to be getting right into the gameplay. I apologize for the Subway Surfers.
All right, we are now at the countdown here for the kickoff. It looks like Crazy Comps is going to get the kickoff,
But it
but
is
it
picked up by Bob's Baddies after the kickoff, currently making their way upfield. McJoseph's playing a large left angle. It does not get it, but they are kicking it right away. It is picked up by Tux, kicking it right out to midfield, currently in possession of Crazy Comms.
yeah, it looks like Skinny is a little bit past midfield. He's trying to push down towards Bob Batty's hoops. He's successfully ducking and weaving around. Actually, I was looking at the seeker view. That is my bad there. Uh, these
We get the first goal coming out from Bob's Baddies, scored by Ilmage. Currently, the snitch race is approximately 30% for the side of Crazy Comms. They are playing a heavy snitch game right now, probably taking a little bit of losses on Quaffle. Hopefully, that Wooney will be able to stop any goals from going in and just try to prevent any additional scoring to keep that game a little closer than just, 30-0.
Yeah, with their evident of losing, or at least currently losing on the snitch right now, the the fact that the baddies are getting those that early quaffle score, I'm hoping to see them be able to at least keep up that pressure on that side of the field to kind of make this a little bit more of an interesting of a matchup.
We do have the ball being picked up by Tux with a successful stop. It is picked up immediately back by Bob's Baddies, currently in the hands of McJoseph, but it is taken right back by Crazy Comms, who gets the not an intercept, but they do get the pickup. McJoseph currently in possession, passing it off, but it is stopped by Tux.
Yeah, it does look like Skinny is going to get it about midfield. It looks like Jim Tones is doing his best to get that quaffle back, but it does look like Skinny is going to go for the shot. And unfortunately, he hits the rim there with Jim Tones picking the quaffle up, getting it over to Ilmage. While it does look like Skinny is going to try to get that back, but Ilmage turns around. Oh, they comboed it a little bit there. Got the one timer from Jim Tones scoring for Bob's Baddies.
Currently 2010, the Seeker has almost caught the snitch. Currently sitting at about 95%, almost 100, and there it is. The catch by Lyseer, putting the score at 40-20, 4 minutes and 12 seconds left.
That is not bad at all. There is plenty of time for Bob's Baddies to get those extra quaffle scores and really kind of neutralize the snitch. They are doing a little better on the chaser game, so let's see if they can keep that up in these next 3.5 minutes.
The ball was loose, but is currently in possession by Bob's Baddies. Looks like they're going for a reverse shot. Shoney's hitting in goal, getting the stop, and they are currently playing very close to the Crazy Comms goals. It is currently midfield picked up by Shoney, but it's stolen right back by Ilmage.
Yeah, Ilmage is pretty good at getting those midfield grabs and trying to get it back down towards his opponent's rings. He's doing a very good job of that so far this game, and I think it's really helping them out in the quaffle game.
But Tux gets another successful stop, currently in possession of your boy Skinny HP, flying quarter field, down by Vice Cupcakes goals. And it is stolen away by Ilmage just before the shot goes off, and he passes upfield to McJoseph.
Yeah, Ilmage putting up the huge defense for baddies right now and cutting off that extra quaffle goal. It does look like Tux was able to get a stop and he's going to be trying to pass it back down the field. Neo with the quaffle passing it up to Shoney, who's going to miss his pass, but he gets it picked up. He's going to go for his bounce pass and he scores it. That is now 50-20, giving them a little bit of snitch insurance just in case Bob's can come up with this snitch.
Ooh, but,
Unfortunately,
but Bob's goes down. Looks like he was getting hit repeatedly. It looks like he got bumped by the Seeker and then immediately taken out by the beater.
yeah, it was almost immediately as I was calling out his need to grab that snitch, he was taken out by Crazy Comms. That was a wild play by them and could possibly be what gets them this snitch. They do like it does look like Crazy Comms is going right after Bob's once again. He is back up, but he is already back at about 3 health. It looks like he's gonna have to really work on staying alive while Shoney gets a beautiful one-timer bounce into the ring, bringing our score now to 60-20.
Yeah, so even if they are to catch the snitch, Bob's Baddies would still be down by 10 points. Minute and 20 seconds left in the match. Currently, Crazy Comms' snitch meter is about 75 to 80%. Bob's is currently sitting at about 65 to 70%. Looks like they are just flying all around, just looking for any successful passes that they can get. McJoseph throws the ball, but unfortunately is not going to get it. It is kicked right back out to midfield, picked up by your boy Skinny HP. 1 minute left in the game. He is flying. There is absolutely no one on him right now, and he gets another goal, putting it 70-20, 50 seconds left in the match, and that snitch is coming up on 100% for the side of Crazy Comms.
Yeah, it is. I'm just switching over to his point of view right now. It looks like he has the option to grab it. He does. We are now at 120. Crazy Comms takes this first match.
What a great first game that we saw there. Any particular things that you noticed during that game that you think led Crazy Comms to coming out on top just for the sake of like the game coming out to where it was at?
I mean, it even though Bob's Baddies was doing pretty insane work defensively on the quaffle, it just looked like Crazy Comms just had a little bit more control and a little bit more of an ability to kind of be demanding of where it went. You saw a couple little trick shots from Shoney, as he's known to do all his little bounce shots. Just being able to kind of confuse uh, the keeper for his opponents. I think it really did them a service and helped them out in the long run.
Yeah, I think if you're the side of Bob's Baddies, obviously coming off of the first game, which is going to be a loss, you have to you have to recenter. You have to get everything back in order, trying to make sure that they get everything they need to put themselves back in an advantageous position.
Yeah, I think they're probably trying to figure out right now, like how exactly that didn't quite go the way they wanted. Because as I said, their chasers defense was pretty immaculate that game. It almost felt like Ilmage had a couple extra saves over his keeper just by sure just will of grabbing the quaffle from his opponents. Now, if he was just able to, convert that back down the field for a couple extra points, I think that game could possibly win a different way.
Yeah, I think if you're the side of Bob's Baddies, obviously you have to notice that they're playing really aggressive to just target the seeker as much as possible. So I think if you're the side of Bob's Baddies, you have to take a more invested approach to make sure that you're keeping that seeker alive or relieving the pressure that they are experiencing from the opponents of Crazy Comms.
Absolutely. They're either going to do everything they can to keep their secret alive, or they're going to have to double or triple down on their efforts to kill that the secret for Crazy Comms. But unfortunately, if the chasers are getting in too much of that secret race, they're going to have issues putting numbers in the on the board as well.
All right, it does look like they got into a game, but I'm not necessarily sure that it is the correct one, unfortunately. Sometimes those Q snipes do not work out as well as we would want.
Yeah, it's a real shame. It did. Can you confirm? Did that Bombs Baddies team just all go any position?
I was not necessarily watching that. I was actually correcting the team logos to make sure that they are more accurately represented. Just because originally we had intended to watch Crazy Comms for this particular first match, but they did not necessarily have the amount of streams that we were looking for to highlight their gameplay. So we switched over to watching Bob's Baddies perspectives.
Understood. There were just an ounce of text chat that I was able to see that was saying that indeed we're going any position, that is a bold strategy, Shaki. Let's see how that works out for them.
Yeah, I'm seeing the only person who is locked in a specific role is McJoseph, while everyone else has selected any position. So this should be a very interesting game too.
Absolutely. I mean, those players for Bob's Baddies, they have depth in what they are able to play. So either way, it could be a good game, but it is a little risky. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this next match ends up.
Yeah, I think when you have a variety of different players on your team that where they put a lot of time into this game that they are obviously very skilled at, and they have a lot of practice playing almost every position, especially during the 3v3 era where people were playing two roles simultaneously. I think that they have experience in a lot of different roles. So I think it's basically just a hey, let's have fun, and we'll see what happens.
I mean, you really have to respect it, though. I mean, just it's like they're. I mean, they're obviously doing it just for the love of the game at this point, and that's really what you want to see out of the players. Is just they're just going to have fun, and so that should translate into a fun game for us.
Absolutely. Now, I will say, I think this is the first game that we have seen a team go any position rather than having their own dedicated positions. Uh, so it's a very interesting thing for these groups of players who especially have a lot of time playing. They have a lot of experience playing almost every position in the game. So I think it's going to be very interesting to see people who maybe not necessarily play on their main roles, but they get a secondary or tertiary role.
Absolutely. And who knows? It could be enough to kind of whack crazy comms off kilter. Obviously, they were talking about it. You know, it's going to be in the back of their mind. It who knows, maybe it forces not forces them, but just creeps in the back of their head. Oh, they're all in off rolls. Maybe we can push back, try to do this, try to do a little bit more of the trick shots or add a little extra flair because they think they can get away with it.
Hmm.
But there's a chance they can they pull back a little bit too much and
Who
really
knows?
have to pay the price.
Maybe this is a power play coming from the side of Bob's Baddies, thinking that, like, okay, you took game one. Now let's go to any position and we'll see what happens. Right. And I think maybe that element of fun is going to be just an aspect that maybe the other team isn't prepped for, just a team who wants to go out there and just have fun rather than try to sweat it out and truly get that comeback just in case. Even if they lose, they want to consider this a fun game.
Yeah, I mean, the more I think about it, the more I'm thinking this is a power move. You have to think, look at the team. You have Jim Tones in there. He is currently playing chess while they are waiting for the match. So this is a chess move for them. They want to get in the heads of crazy comms and hope that they can use that to their advantage going into this game too.
Absolutely. We are going to get some additional perspectives here in game two. It looks like we are going to be seeing Katie Talks, Ilmage, and Melanor now in the game, all streaming to make sure that their perspectives are there. And it does look like they get it. We are going to be taking a look at Melanor's perspective up first and see what role they got. Let's get right into the gameplay. Now, on kickoff, we do see that in this particular lineup, after going any position, currently Wooney, McJoseph, and Melanor are on Chaser, Katie Talks on Seeker, Ilmage on Keeper, and Los Bobs on Beater.
That definitely is not what I'm used to seeing most of them as. So this should be interesting. It does look like it is kind of working out for them so far. They're keeping it down towards Crazy Com's rings. If they can keep this up in this type of pressure, they actually may be able to do something.
Yeah, the Quaffle has not left Crazy Hom's side of the field since the beginning of the match after the kickoff. Currently in possession of Shoney, passing it to Tux to get that power kick out. Does not get the true power kick, instead just pushes it out past midfield. Currently picked up by Melanor. Looks like she is just making sure that she is perfectly fine. No one is near her, doing some dips, dives, and dodges. But unfortunately, she burned the dodge, so she gets hit by the bludger and now in possession of Crazy Comms, Tux as the keeper.
Yeah, she almost actually got that goal in spite of the hit. If you looking from Shoney's perspective, you could see that it hit just on the rim and bounced back a slightly different trajectory, and that would have been a goal no matter what. It does look like Skinny is going to pick up the goal on the other side, though. Shoney gives him a nice outlet pass for the one timer, I believe, into that right ring.
Crazy Comms is playing very aggressive as far as the secret game. Once again, we are seeing they are up to about 45 to 50%, as opposed to Bob's Baddies currently sitting at about 25 to 30%.
Yeah, it does look like Crazy Comms is not letting up any of the momentum from the first game. Shoney getting that quick goal, turning around, and as you said, they're putting all that pressure on the Seeker to give the Seer just that little extra help to get him that snitch. And they're doing a great job of doing both Quaffle and Snitch game right now.
Yeah, currently in the hands of Skinny HP, passes it off to Shoney, who is flying on the right side of the field. Looks like he is playing a little bit farther out, being very evasive, making sure he doesn't get it stolen. He does try to go for a Jesus shot, but it is blocked by Melanor, who kicks it right out to a teammate and who passes it right back to Melanor. But it is stolen by Skinny HP once again.
And then taken back by Mick Joseph almost as quick as you could say it was stolen the first time. And he's going to try to push it down towards the Crazy Comms goals. It looks like they go for a one timer. It's a bit low. And Tux is going to be kicking the quaffle back out to Neo.
Neo doing a bounce pass on the floor to Skinny HP, currently in possession, goes for a shot but misses. Looks like he's going to go for a rear cam and he gets it, putting it 30 to 0, 3 minutes, 40 seconds left in the game, and the snitch catch, putting it 60 to 0.
Yeah, that was. I'm not sure if they were calling hold, hold, hold. It does look. It did look like Lysier just had the opportunity to grab it right after. That was great timing on that snitch catch to put them up that 60 points so early. Let's see what Bob's Baddies can do in response to at least try to put some score on the board. Shoney does look like he gets the steal real quick, but he will get it stolen again by Wooney. He tries to pick it up. There's a fumble. McCoon is in the mix.
And he does get the elimination on Melanor. McCoon playing a very aggressive beater game, coming out with those bats. But Bob's Baddies with their first goal of the game, putting it 10-60, 2 minutes and 53 seconds left in the match.
Yeah, that not only did they get their first score, but at least from my perspective, it does look like Bob's Baddies, at least for the moment, has a little bit of a lead on that snitch. It is still way too early to call that, obviously, but now it looks like he got hit by either a beater bat or a bludger. He's losing. No, sorry, Katie is losing all that snitch gather, really pushing them back, making it a little bit harder for her to grab the snitch.
Yeah, currently in the hands of Skinny HP, who has that swift stick. He is going hard in the paint and he gets that goal, putting it 70-10, 2 minutes and 7 seconds left in this match.
Yeah, they're really not letting up. They are trying to demolish Bob's Baddies Seeker. They're trying to put it in through every ring that they can see right now, trying to put the last nail in the coffin of this week's match.
Skinny going for a reverse Jesus and he gets it, putting it 10-80, styling in this match. Looks like he's, well, he said, yeah, you guys are playing the any position. We're going to play the fun game.
Yeah, I mean, that only tells you that they are real comfortable doing what they want. That is a bit of a statement. It does look like they are pushing it right back down the field once again. Shoney with the quaffle in his hand. He goes for the bounce shot, but it is a little high, allowing Bob's Baddies to grab the quaffle. Heading midfield now. Melanor passing the ball. It does look like Skinny is going to grab the quaffle once again, passing it back up to Shoney, who's already right next to the hoops. He's going to toss it, get another goal for this match, bringing it to 90-10. I do want to, if we can, point our focus over to the Seeker battle once again. It does look like Leasier is about to catch. He is it looks like about what, 95, 98% with
Yeah,
a massive lead on Bob's Baddies.
but he does get a bump going for a little bit of a meter thief. You can see that the meter did go down, and unfortunately, Tux takes down the Seeker, putting him out of the race entirely. There is not enough time for him to catch up, and there we see it, 120-10 with 21 seconds left in the match.
Yeah, that one kind of got Bob's Baddies let that game kind of get away from them there a little bit, and Crazy Comms did not back down, just constantly pounding them on both sides of the field, and you really have to commend them for the their entire work ethic on the field today to come up with that W.
Yeah, I think that's what happens when you have the full team of crazy comms. Obviously, there's been some roster switch ups that needed to happen in their other tournament, the League Seven series. But it's great to see when they can get back together with their lineups, do what they wanted to do, and we are going to see them come out with a 2-0 victory against Bob's Baddies.
That was such a crazy game. I'm glad that we were able to be here. Um, we will be pulling. What do you think? One or two people from each team tonight, trying to get
Uh,
their perspective, or just
Sure,
one?
sure. I think we'll go for one, and if there is a second that needs to happen, or like a second player that needs to join, uh, for a secondary perspective, we'll definitely get those in for both teams. I think first we will be trying to get an interview with Crazy Comms, the victor of this particular match, and then we will be getting the side of Bob's Baddies, maybe get some clarification on, the choice to go any position. But we shall return just in a moment for those interviews.
All right, we are back, everybody. We have a couple special players here from Crazy Comms. We have their captain, Tux, and we have your boy, Skinny HP. Tux, how are you feeling after that first match?
Pretty good, I must say. I hope that we, or expected from us that we would have won that, and we didn't disappoint. So I'm pretty proud of my team.
Now,
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
yeah,
what
no,
was y'all's
you
opinion on the second game? Obviously, Bob's Baddies, most of them went any position rather than their dedicated roles. Did you guys also notice that and have a little bit more fun in the second game, thinking that, okay,
yeah.
well, if they're going to be playing any position, then let's just go for crazy stuff?
Yes, we forgot that we wanted to do something, and then we regretted that we didn't with the setups.
We'll
Like
save it
we
for
tried, we
another match.
yeah, we saved for another match, but we tried to have a bit more fun in the second game. I trolled a bit with my meta rings on from the keeper, and we trolled a bit at the end. So we just tried to have fun a bit at the end there too. Yeah.
I mean, in addition to having fun, it also just looked like no matter what Bob's Baddies decided to do, that second match, you look like, hey, let's have fun, but let's also shove it down their throat as hard as we can. Was that still kind of part of the game plan there, or was that just a positive side effect of going for all the extra stuff?
I mean, uh, both a bit. I would say we still played normal. Like we didn't go full troll. It's not like that. We just tried to have a bit more fun while still playing normal, and we still wanted to win. So we did both a bit.
Yeah, our team motto is to go for 120 points every match. So
Hmm.
we always want to get that win at the highest possible caliber of play as well.
Of course. Now, Skinny, as the one of the team's main chasers, will say, uh, obviously you're running the Swift Stick, aka the Skinny Stick. It has been named after you because it is the only broom that you run. Is there any possibility of you switching that out in future games?
They would need to basically mirror all the same stats that the Swift Stick has, but just give it more speed, and then I would use that broom instead. But
Mm.
unfortunately, I've must train my brain to use the Swift Stick's dodge to almost a crutch level at this point. So anything else will just make me horribly ineffective. So if anyone's wondering if I'm actually good at the game, I'm not. It's the broom.
That is some wild, nope, sorry, crazy comms coming from Skinny. Uh, Pun fully intended. Uh, so after finishing this match and being as dominant as you were, do you either one of you have any thoughts on how you're going to start getting ready for the next one? Are you going to try to, kind of run with the momentum, or do you have a completely different game plan going into the next week?
Um, I wouldn't say completely different game plan. We always have the same base that we play. We switch it up a little bit sometimes for specific teams when we see, okay, Chaser are stronger, Seeker are stronger, we have to focus on this specific player. Other than that, I would say we have like the base that we play. We might gonna switch it up a little bit, but yeah, not as much. No.
Now, I don't personally have any other questions about the game. Obviously, you guys came out on top, 2-0 victory. You guys put on a really good show. Is there anything that you would like to say to your teammates, to your opponents, or to those watching?
To my teammates, I just have to say, pretty good job. Yesterday we were kind of lacking in League 7 game. We had a talk, we stepped up, we got Shoni back, and now we're back. So I'm pretty proud of the performance that we did today. Also in the League 7 match before. And to Bob's Baddies, respect for clicking any position and having fun. I like that. And it was still a good match, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Such a strong team that we played. Their ability for them to go any position and still perform really well just goes to show that they don't necessarily have to pick a one position in main. They're competitive on all fronts, which just makes them really good players as a whole. For our team, you got to love our chaser core. I think we probably have the best chaser core in the game. I used to think that it was just me at the top, but Shoney's definitely most likely a better chaser at this point than me. So happy I don't have to carry as hard on the chaser. I can rely on him as well. And then Neo, of course, backing us up. And then Makun just being absolutely dominant on beater. You see how many kills he gets a game. He is quite frightening to play against. And then Rishi and of course Tux holding it down at their respective positions as well. So really fun games overall. Really happy with our performance, and it was a great time.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us for the interview, guys. I think we are going to try to get another interview with the side of Bob's Baddies as well. So to those in chat, if you stick around for just 1 minute, we'll be right back after this standby.
All right, everybody. We are now back with two members from Bob's Baddies. We are going to have both Los Bobs and Ilmage here. Now, I have to start this out with the question I think on everybody's mind. That decision to switch any position almost across the board, it was noticed by your opponents. They called it out early. It was an interesting thing to see, but it was fun to watch. What brought you guys to that decision, and like how do you feel about it now?
Well, I come back, or we finish the first game, and I'm about to leave to go set up the queue, and then I just hear him shouting, "We're going all innie." I was like, "All right, we're going all innie," because in reality, our team is a bunch of baddies. We're here to have fun, and that's exactly what we did. And we've played a lot before, and we just do all innie before, and it's fun regardless. And we're trying to just keep the sake of having fun, and we definitely did. We are not disappointed by that loss.
I mean, win or lose, it was still a great match to watch. You guys were really putting the work in both matches, so we really have to tip our hats to you guys. Even in the face of adversity, you guys were just having fun, and that's super admirable. uh Was there anything in that first match, uh, other than the hey, let's go all players decision that you guys tried to put in there for the second match to try to give you an extra edge?
At least for me, I think it was. We just really thought that we could like mix it up and maybe surprise them with our different skills in the different positions. Like maybe they had adjusted to us in the first game, so we just wanted to really hit them with that crazy curveball. And unfortunately, it just didn't work out. It was a close game, but that's just how it goes. We were having a good time, so that's what matters.
The calls from Ilmage, especially as keeper, are just legendary. He has some of the best comms as keeper that I've ever played with. Funniest and useful, honestly.
Now, I know that obviously Bob's Baddies separately in from MSA is has a few different teams in that particular roster. Did you guys gain any perspective on how they play, especially because I believe Lost Bobs, you're part of Thin Ice, Ilmage, Wooney, y'all are a part of Wing Guardians. Did you guys glean any pieces of information for Crazy Comms for your potential matchups in the future?
Oh, most certainly. You know, as on Thin Ice, I play Chaser, and obviously I didn't play either of those roles, but I sniped these guys before, played with and against, and it's no shock of their skill. They probably have the most hours as a team. So just any opportunity to go up against them, learn any little bit of information, regardless of which position or what's going on in the game, is just useful overall.
Yeah, we did see Crazy Com start deploying some of those more trick like shots. We saw a couple Jesus attempts. We got the reverse uh, Jesus that was done. Shoney doing a bunch of his bounce shots. Were you guys kind of ready for that, knowing that's his general play style, or were you just kind of hoping that your play would speak for itself and kind of even out his unorthodox shot list?
As a keeper for the second one, I can say that I was certainly locked in for that, and just sometimes the ball goes invisible, or I got scammed on skinny one time, but you take and you give, and you know, yeah, but there's no taking away from their skill. They put in the hours, and it really shows.
Now, as far as the performance, obviously you guys had the O2, which is unfortunate, but you guys were having fun, and that's what this game is all about: having fun, playing the game that we all love so much. If there was anything that you wanted to say to your teammates, to the opponents, or to the people watching, what would that message be to those people?
First off, we'll see you again, Crazy Comms. We'll see you back in the championship. We'll take what we've learned here and we'll apply it. And we're going to score a few more goals for sure. And to end it off, I'm going to have Ilmage give me 5 big booms.
Boom, 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 boom.
Thank
Five
y'all
big
again for
booms.
having us on.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Absolutely. Ilmage, do you have anything you'd like to say?
Shout out to everyone who's here on the team. Bob's, Katie, Timothy, Yuki, everybody, McJoe. He had the great stream. His POV will be legendary for years to come. So yeah, shout out to everybody. Much love to everyone.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, we would like to thank you both for coming in for the interview. You guys seem like you're still in very high spirits. You guys had a lot of fun playing the match, even though it was a loss. You guys learned some things, for Crazy Comms going against your matches for them in the future, taking some lessons that you need to for your future games. And I want to thank all of you guys for playing. It was a fantastic game to watch. And I want to thank all of you, the viewers, for tuning in to this MSA match. And we are going to see you next time.